Welcome to What Happened on the Job. This is our podcast for relevant conversations with contractors that hopefully bring a little bit of entertainment to you. My name is Mike. With me as always, Brian.
How's it going? And today we have Lindsey and Michael with Sandbar Mechanical. How you guys doing?
Hi, we're doing well. Doing well.
Very cool. Well, tell us a little bit about your company, how you guys got started in the company and in the business.
Well, we started back in 2004. I just always wanted to, own my own company, to, take my own path. So we started out in Arizona, and then I had to come back to California, but we still do some work in Arizona.
You said come back to California. Did you start in California with the family?
Yeah, I guess we kind of did, but it was a different company name.
Okay.
But we really technically started in Arizona back in 2004.
Got it.
The recession and all that kind of forced me back to California.
Yeah.
So what kind of work do you guys do?
HVAC and refrigeration.
Okay. More commercial, residential?
We do residential, but we mainly stick with commercial.
So how did you, before in your business, what were you tech at a different company, or how did you guys get started? What brought you into the industry?
I worked for a general contractor. We're remodeling houses.
Okay.
And then I jumped over to do air conditioning, thinking I was going to enjoy air conditioning all day, and started working with an uncle and found out that you're never enjoying the air conditioning.
Right. Yeah. The air conditioner is always off when you get there, right? That's the reason why you're there.
But I enjoyed the field, so I just kept going with it and getting further into it.
And so how long were you in that field before you kind of decided, hey, I want to start my own thing?
About 5 years.
Oh, okay. Pretty quick, actually, then.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So where are you guys at now from a growth aspect, from kind of where you started to where you're at now?
We're much better than.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned not to wear all the hats.
That's smart. Yep. That's
big lesson to learn.
That seems like a pretty popular theme when we speak to a lot of people is they start out doing everything and then they realize, let me hire somebody that knows what they're doing here and can take that off my plate. Yeah.
And then I realized you have to have more office people than field people. It's just your office is the heart of the company.
Yeah.
Right.
Office
yeah, for sure.
Smoothly, everything gets out of whack.
Yeah. No, hopefully set up all those systems and makes things run a little bit smoother for you, for sure.
How are you finding those field guys and your office employees as well? Is there a procedure that you guys utilize, or is it just kind of, you feel it, you know that it's the right decision? How are you going about that?
So far, the office, I've been using people that I kind of know that have already had office experience, so we start off slow,
mm-hmm.
but you got the personality that you connect with. So that's a big thing. Field wise, it's very tough. It's very difficult to find anybody that's experienced.
Right.
There's a lot of guys that say they have a ton of experience, but you find out very quickly that they don't.
Yeah, they're just lying.
Yeah.
So I've been actually, the ones that I can find, I pick them out of the trade schools as students and bring them in and just start throwing things at them, just trying to feed them as much information and knowledge as possible.
Right.
And eventually start throwing them out there to the wolves a little bit by themselves and a little easy one. And, but I'm always on the phone with them. So, but we have the shop, we come in here, we do trainings with the equipment that we have. So they get to see it here and then to go into the field, and it kind of starts to connect together.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think getting them out of trade school young, you're able to kind of mold them to how you want them. And you're not, even if I'm sure you could probably speak to some past experiences of bringing on a guy. And even if they do have quite a bit of experience, it's not always the best experience, and they might have bad habits that you're not. Yeah. Are you seeing any more talent out there right now, or are you guys looking right now? Just because I think the consensus with most of the people we talk to is that a lot of companies tend to be laying off right now. So a lot of people we talk to are kind of in that, like, hey, let's look for people mode, because there might be some good people out there that recently got laid off.
I was hoping for that.
Yeah.
But since this extra stimulus bonus that everybody's getting an extra $600, no one wants to come back to work.
Yeah.
Happy on the couch.
Once that runs out, then we'll be able to pick people. But
right.
Yeah, I guess that's
I hear till like July.
Oh, really? That extra $600 a month is going out that long, huh?
I mean, that's what I hear, but it could change.
Yeah.
All changes.
Right.
Yeah, I would imagine. I didn't even think about that part of it, but I'm sure that there's probably guys making at least as well, because tax free, right? Probably making more money than they were.
Yeah, just sitting at home.
Before, just sitting at home. Yeah.
Yeah, they're making more, so
Yeah.
they get on vacation. Enjoy it.
How are you guys navigating the whole coronavirus crisis, and how is that going? Obviously, you've got some guys that are happy at home, but how is business going for you guys? Is it well? Is it
It started to pick up this last week and a half, actually.
Okay.
Be a little safer than you were before, and I guess that's probably the best guideline, right?
Yeah, you just wear your masks and wear your gloves. Most of the time, I mean, half the time we're on the roof, working on equipment.
Yeah.
It's down below, but.
Did you see any influx of maybe some remodel work or replacement work in some of those businesses that were shut down, like restaurants or things along that where they, maybe could give you a little bit more access because they were closed down for a while?
There was talk at the beginning. There was a lot of talk about a lot of companies were going to take advantage at the time.
Yeah.
But then everybody got scared about budgeting.
Right.
So then everybody on my side, they just kind of held off and then just only repaired essential equipment only.
Yeah.
So it was hopeful. It was great. But
the hope was great.
Yeah, it didn't work out for us. But I do have a couple other contractor friends, and it worked out for them.
Okay.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I mean, like you said, stuff opening back up and influx of cash will hopefully start kind of picking up some of those jobs for you guys.
Yeah, because
everybody holding off.
We do a lot of quick serve restaurants, and the other ones were full dine-in only, so they were just shut down. So that's why we don't do too many full dine-in.
Yeah. So how many techs are you guys at now? What kind of crew are you guys running?
We have 4 right now.
Okay, cool. And are they able to do you guys have them cross-trained on all aspects of the business as far as, full new installs or repair work and service work? Do you have a certain split? How do you guys manage that?
Yeah, we did lose a couple guys early this year, which kind of hurt a little bit. I try to get everybody to at least have the general idea. So if you send 2 guys out, at least one of them's going to know everything on that particular job.
Right.
And this one's there to assist. And then in turns, he's learning. So it just takes time right now. I mean,
yeah. What does that training process look like for you guys? Are you using your manufacturer reps to kind of give you guys training, or where are you guys finding a lot of that material?
Yeah, so one of the things, we try to do a lot of workshops. So what we've done in the past is we'll always have our techs, take, I don't want to say field trips, but go out to the factories of the brands that we service. And we will take their trainings to learn about equipment, learn about what they have that's new. Since everything that's been going on has happened, we've actually taken to the internet, and we've found a pretty good amount of online training courses about these units that we work on. And so that's also been very helpful, because then while the techs do have their downtime, they're still learning, and then they can take that internet or the online experience to then the live in-person workshops, and they already have that foundation. So, and also a lot of those online training workshops have actually been pretty interactive, and we've had good success with responses with our technicians. That's
good. Yeah, and it's probably helpful too that they've seen a lot of this stuff, right? And then they're just kind of learning, how certain things work or how to troubleshoot some things. Yeah,
it makes it a lot easier when they've seen it. Job. And oh yeah, I remember this.
Right.
It just boosts their confidence in it, basically.
Yeah. So you spoke a little bit about, kind of bringing people in and so that you're not wearing so many hats. What does that team for you guys look like? What kind of management team do you guys have that, and their roles specifically?
Lindsey's the office manager, and then we have another office person. I'm still working on trying to get a service manager to kind of help take a lot of the burden off in the field with me. But that's a very specific person, and that one's going to be very difficult to find.
Yeah, to fill, yeah.
So it's going to take quite a while to find that person.
Yeah, and so for that person, we've looked into staffing agencies, because then they have those technicians that have that 4 to 5 years or more experience, which is what we're looking for.
They do a lot of that weeding out for you.
That's an easy way for us. Exactly. And so then I can kind of, feel them out.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably takes a lot of that burden off of you guys too. And I'm sure you can probably give them a pretty narrow description of what you're looking for, and they can weed a lot of that out for you.
Exactly. And then they're already vetted, they know their
Right.
experience and what they have. And so it makes it, again, a lot easier just to.
Yeah, because in the air conditioning industry, there's so many avenues you can go down. So I would have to find that person that knows what exactly the streets that we're going down.
Yeah.
There's lots of other areas you can go down in this industry, and I'm just not interested in it. Just not what we do. So if you have that knowledge, it's basically pointless to have that knowledge for us.
Right.
You're better off at a different. Yeah.
What was, kind of going back to, office staff and that being kind of the brain of the company. We talked to a guy yesterday as a painting company. He was talking about something very similar in terms of having the business acumen and being able to kind of push past specific things that most contractors weren't able to do. Was there a specific experience or maybe a group of experiences that you guys went through to kind of realize, hey, maybe we should kind of, instead of just having field guys, we need to really kind of staff up internally?
There is actually. I had a good friend. She was going through some invoicing for me on just a whim. And she found that I failed to bill about $150,000.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So I was like, oh, wow. I need an office person. Ever since then, it's like the office first, and then it's just. So I figure for every three guys, there's going to be an office person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the more we grow and grow, it's just more office personnel.
Yeah.
There's just so much to pay attention to in the office.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a painful lesson, but at least
I was
it
going to
got
say
you
that's
there,
one of those ones that kind of smacks you in the face and wakes you up a little bit real quick, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like most contractors are experiencing that to some degree. They're really great out in the field with their hands. But when it comes to the business side of things, it's like, you're out in the field all day. When do you have time to do that? You know what I mean? So
you can't, you can try to take the laptop with you, as you're driving to the next job, and
right.
You just can't keep up.
Yeah. It's too much. Yeah.
So you've obviously cleared that hurdle, right? You've come to that realization. What are the things now that and maybe it's with this situation we're in right now with coronavirus and everything else, but what are some of the biggest hurdles that you guys have to kind of clear on a daily basis, or the things that kind of just bog you down a little bit?
Right now, it's in our industry that our customers are just opening up their checkbooks, allowing more jobs instead of just essential equipment, because we did a lot of stuff for them that wasn't really essential. If they had some lights were out, we change out all their lights to LED on the outside, and all that stuff is kind of still at a halt, but it's slowly starting to pick up. For them to have, I guess, be comfortable that the economy is going to keep moving forward and we're not just going to shut down again.
Right.
Because I'm sure that everybody's been hurt by it financially.
Oh, yeah.
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 Did you guys do anything as far as shutting down or slowing down at all, or sending your office staff to work from home, or how did that work for you guys when all that happened?
We did. We actually took advantage of the time at first, and we built ourselves a new shop because we outgrew the last one, and we started building a new office and another storage area. So we took advantage of the time, and then we did some trainings and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I have to imagine, you guys were probably considered essential as well, right? So I'm sure you were still doing a little bit of work here and there.
Yeah, we did a little bit. For a little bit, we were pretty dead for a few weeks.
And it's got to be hard too when you're considered essential and your clients are all shut down and they're not calling you in.
Yeah.
And we almost thought about getting back into residential. We've done a few, but I'm just so over that.
Yeah.
Basically, it's much. I'm just tired.
Well, I feel like it's just like high volume versus high quality work. You know what I mean? You're doing a lot of little tiny jobs.
Yeah. That, and you're always at the mercy of the customer. It's like, oh, hey, I forgot I had to run to the store. I'll be back in an hour. It's like, well, I just pulled up. Like, you can't bill for it. It's like, well, that's the terrible part. Or you're in somebody's house and their kids are, ransacking your tool bag, and it's they're running around with a screwdriver. Parents are sitting on the computer and not.
Yeah. You don't have a liability policy for that one, huh? With the kid running around with the screwdriver. That's funny. So you said you do a lot of quick serve restaurants too. I mean, is it mostly like the food storage stuff that you guys are doing, or is it
like fast food?
Yeah.
Fast food stuff, yeah.
Yes,
Very cool.
that actually is where our niche comes in, because not only we are labeled as an HVAC general contracting refrigeration company. However, we service a lot of very specific brands that are within commercial kitchens. And so that's really our niche, because, whereas sometimes you'd have to call specialty companies to sort of work on specialty units, we service and we can service an entire commercial kitchen. And so that is where our niche comes in. Instead of having to call multiple companies to finish multiple things, you call us. And
like if you had to install a kettle, we could do the plumbing, the electrical. If it has gas, we can do the install. We can service it. Which some other companies out there, you'd have 4 or 5 different other companies having to come in: a plumber, electrician.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember. I mean, I was in restaurant management for a long time, so I know all that pretty well. So to that point, I remember multiple times having, an ice machine go down or a fridge go down, and you're always calling the vendor, and then they're open like 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time most of the time, and you can't ever get a hold of them. But by the time you get a hold of them the next day, they always have to find you a service person out here that knows how to service it. So I mean, yeah, it's probably pretty key for a lot of your clients that you guys know how to do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, because if we're there, we're already there for one thing. So if they can throw 3 other things, I mean, it saves them money. It's cheaper in the long run.
Do you guys have any of your clients set up like on preventative maintenance schedules, or is it all just service call stuff?
We did. At the end of last year, they put a hold on everything. And then this Corona hit. Right. So they've been asking for it. They're trying to come up with a new thing, a new plan, how they want to do it. They want to, because usually it was quarterly. Right. So now they're talking like maybe once a year, twice a year, only this equipment.
And so as some of them have painfully learned, preventative maintenance is important.
No, I remember that very, very well as a restaurant manager. It was kind of annoying having them come in every quarter, but then you realize, kind of need that guy.
It's like $100 every quarter, or $2,000.
Exactly. Yep. So true.
Are there any stories, any fun, crazy stories that, we've kind of delved a little bit in the last few minutes, but anything that kind of jumps at you that you can think of in terms of being maybe on the funnier, crazier side of things?
I'm sure there's tons of them.
Well, I will give one that actually just happened. So we have, obviously you guys know, buying parts is extremely expensive. Some of these parts that we use on these units can range from, $50 to like $600. Right. So we have, and again, in the quick serve restaurant, you have a lot of things going on at once. So we had a fryer that we were going out to service yesterday, and it needed a new circuit board. So we put the circuit board in the office, which you would think would be the most safe place ever for a circuit board.
In the office at the store.
Yeah, in the office at the store. So what we didn't think would happen was the office door or the office entrance is right next to the syrup-filled cartons that come in before they go into the soda machine. And one of those cartons, the little line, it exploded. So we've got syrup everywhere. And it coated our $500+ circuit board. That now, currently, I am here in the office, and my job today is to clean.
I was going to say,
I can.
just throw it in the dishwasher. You're fine.
All right? It's on me. So I have the Q-tips and the cotton balls, and hopefully I can save our $500 circuit board.
Oh, no.
Safe in the office, but
there was syrup everywhere. Like a water, like a fire hose just spraying.
So moral of the story is double bag everything, huh?
Right. It's safe, especially if it's over $500.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a
that was just yesterday.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
No, another one I was thinking is a long time ago, I had a brother of mine working for me, and we needed to change out a valve, gas valve on a water heater. So, I said, go ahead, get started. We got to drain it, and all that. We'll just change the valve. It won't be that, it's easy. So I go out to the truck, I'm getting the tools and this, and he's the bigger guy. So he's just, manhandles the valve and starts spinning it off. This thing, he didn't drain it. So this valve shoots out. It's 50 gallons of water. It just floods the whole restaurant out. I mean, now it's drained, but it's just, he's standing there like, what just happened? All you could do is laugh. I mean, there's just one.
Well, it would have been a lot more tedious to go and actually release the pressure from the line, right? I mean,
but he's sitting there trying to shove it back in, but the water pressure is so much. I mean, he's just soaking wet. It was great. It was a good time.
Especially your brother too, right?
Yeah, it made it even better.
We used to, in the restaurants, we used to take the new servers that hadn't been there for very long on their first day or two, and we used to go tell them to empty the hot water out of the coffee machine. Well, what they didn't realize was the coffee machine was plumbed right into the main plumbing. So it's got, I don't know if you've seen it. I'm sure you guys have, obviously, but commercial coffee pot, right, built into the wall, kind of, and it's got a spout at the end for hot water, like for tea and whatnot. I mean, it comes out piping hot. So we used to tell them, hey, before the end of the night, you got to empty the hot water. Give them a little quart bucket. Oh, it shouldn't be more than this. They fill that up and dump it out. Hey, Mike, it's still full. You got to empty that. We must not have been busy tonight. Keep emptying, keep going, and keep going. Yeah, that was good times.
A little hazing.
Yeah, a little hazing.
That's a good one. I might have to try that.
So here's. Do you guys work on walk-in coolers at all?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so here's another. I'm giving you all the tips and tricks here with the restaurant people. So we used to. I did a lot of openings of brand new restaurants for the company I worked for, and so we used to tell them, like, on day one, we'd be in there training and doing the orientation, and we'd kind of stop and say, okay, hey, guess like today, hey, they're turning on the walk-in cooler for the first time. We start handing out trash bags, like 50-gallon trash bags. They're turning on the walk-in cooler for the first time, and this thing's so big. The only way this really works is if we need a lot of cold air from another walk-in. So we'd send them to the restaurant next door. And obviously we'd tell the manager, hey, I'm going to send you about 15 people right now. They're going to walk into your walk-in, bag up the cool air, and you got to run back over here. And we need to put it in here because this air, we got to get this air real cold, real quick. Otherwise, this thing's not going to turn on correct. And I mean, sure as shit, every single one of them would do it every single time. And I don't know if it was, I can't imagine how many of them were thinking, like, this is stupid, this is wrong, but I need this job, so I'm going to do this. But yeah. But yeah, you learn a lot of hazing things when you're in the restaurant business. It's funny times.
Yeah, it is good times. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Well, cool, guys. Well, if you could just kind of tell the people where to find you guys and maybe website. I don't know if you social media, anything like that.
Yeah, so we do. We are, Sandbar Mechanical. We are located in San Jacinto, but we service a majority of the Inland Empire and in California. Also have ventured on into Sacramento, are looking into Arizona, and do service, some parts of Nevada. So you can find us on social media. We do have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn as well, and a website. We do have a website. So yeah, we are available on social media, on our website, and as well. Those are our
perfect. What's the website?
Website sandbarmechanical.com.
Awesome. Very cool.
All the social media accounts are Sandbar Mechanical.
Keeping it simple. Love it. Nice and easy.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Well, Lindsey, Michael, thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
No, thanks. It was fun. We always enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet stories are the
best. Always good, guys. We appreciate it. Y'all stay safe out there, and hopefully things pick up and stay busy for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll keep in touch. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for listening. And if you've made it this far, go ahead and give us a like or 5 stars or whatever means you like us.
Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. And check out our website for more video content and extras.
While you're there, shoot us a message if you want to be a guest. We'd love to have you on.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.